Women, we can be so emotional and we are describing stories that did not even happen the way we said it. It's wisdom for the man to check whether what she has said will see it replay again. Or the wisdom for the woman to also do a check whether it's even her mother that is stressing her husband. Now opportunity will present itself such that how we now present it is not lacking of honor. If you have not heard anything that I've been saying since morning, honor for the father and the mother is non-negotiable. Do you understand that? Honor, no matter how fiery and scary and monstrous they are, honor is what? Non-negotiable. And I said, place a priority on your marriage, meaning you must both be wise enough that challenges and issues in our relationship with our in-laws must never affect the peace in our homes. If it troubles the peace, if it is big enough to trouble the peace in your home, then it is weighty enough to be thrown out. Nothing must compromise peace in the home. No relationship must supersede peace in the home. So if it's big enough to cause a rift, it is big enough to be thrown out into the sea and labeled no fishing. So wisdom and honor. If anyone is still finding it difficult to honor, remember that everything you do is a seed. Seed time and harvest does not cease. All right? When you sow it, be sure to reap it in abundance. And you know the harvest is always greater than the seed. So think about that before you clear your in-law. Just think about the seeds before you clear them. All right? Funke Felix Adejumo was, very proud. She proudly says it that I did not sow unkindness to my mother-in-law. I cannot repeat. In fact, one of the daughters-in-law looks exactly like her, talks like her. She's here in Canada, Tolu Solutions. If you look at them and say, is this her mother? She didn't sow it. It's not because she didn't have conflicts, arising with the mother, but she chose to love regardless. She chose to take a step back to listen regardless. Now, if you have a first unpleasant experience with the mother who comes around, whether male or female, to handle, or father or parents who come around to take care of children when you're here, then this rule applies. No parent should stay longer than 3 months. The first time I heard it, I said, why is this person saying this like this? But the reason is not because you don't love them, but because you and your spouse know how you have been arranging it, and it has been very good. The moment we bring an external force, they begin to see the things that should not be seen. Okay? God will always keep the man to have the upper hand financially. The moment they see that it's the wife that is going out in the morning, they don't even know whether it's working remote or not. The first time they see, I say, she's the one that has been paying every bill in the house. She's the one that has been doing this. Now I said to that rule, there is a what? There is an exception. If it's just the mother that is at home alone in Nigeria and there's nobody else to take care of them, I think the best help or care they can get is with you. Of course, bring them over. All right? But the matters that happen between both parties must still remain. If they ask you, what happened? It is well, we're just having, even if it's hot conversation, we're just having a tete-a-tete. It will be settled. Don't worry about it. It's not anything. Do you understand? No interference whatsoever. And if you eventually have a basement, please make them comfortable in the basement. God will help us in the name of Jesus. Now, I reckon that we have a lot of single ladies among us and men. Your report card begins from the day of visit or from the first interaction. That's where the impression lasts longer, if not forever, really. If a woman is going to a family house to visit, please, I know we have a lot of cultural people here. If it's English, wear. Please, wear it. It's okay. I would not make that rule to say, oh, you have to wear a traditional outfit. If you can, if you know, see, the spouse, your partner, knows what type of parent you're going to meet. It is your partner's job or duty to prepare you for that meeting. All right? If they are traditional, cultural, in-depth in the culture, neck deep, it's important that your spouse tells you what to look like and how to appear. As a rule, it's, you know, if they are still very doctrinal, or what's the word? Just be decent. That's the thing I'm going for. Okay? Be decent, cover up. It's not that day that you want to show the beauty of your back, that you wear backless. Cover up. All right? Cover up. Make sure it's not clinging. All these things, you know. And when you get there, if they have younger ones, that's how I scored point. Till today, when we went to the US last year rather, one of them was asking me, now he's grown up and, you know, Otito Ilebo, was asking me and saying, how did you even know how to? Because when I was going, I bought candy, bought biscuits, bought everything to go and give the children of the house. They love me till today. You know, Pastor used to say there's one of them that the way we relate is like Gen Z things. It started from there. Candy. And he was asking me, how did you know how to do those things? I said, my mother taught me. I could say it now because at least 12 years, you can't collect ring. It's too late. So now, that is something that you should do. Don't go empty-handed, male or female. Culturally, African, Nigerian, don't go empty-handed. Appear with a gift. The gift of a man, in this case, builds a house for him or her. Now, if they've served you lunch, please leave. I'm giving you advice as I saw it with Pastor Funke, so she is a bishop now. Leave small remain. Just leave a portion. Don't eat everything and clear the plate. It's not that day that you will show gluttony. Keep it in check. Use self-control on that day. Do you understand? Hey. Now, when they are showing, let your conversation be like 1 to 2 sentences when you are doing interview, because you're actually on interview. At interviews, when they're asking you, tell us about your experience, your background. Oh, my background, I went to this place, I'm from, and then there is no end. No, 1, 2, 3 sentences, keep it short. It's actually etiquette of business too. Keep it sweet and short. Smile when you need to smile. Don't see Arsenal on the TV and say, my team, do you know you are tapping your father-in-law? Do you know that, in fact, Barca will finish Real Madrid. La Liga. You know, it's not that day that you start mentioning all the teams and the clubs that you support. Keep it sweet. If you're excited about the game, just be pinching yourself like this. Self-control, self-control. And after you have done that, don't look around like this. It's not that day that you will be asked to go to the toilet too. Do you understand? Make sure that the food you are eating the night before is not doing wuru, wuru, wuru. Make sure that you drank gari to hold it, or you ate dry bread to keep it. Don't ask for the washroom on the first day. Do you understand? Pee at home before you get there. And then when you are done, first thing when you get to your house, go and use the washroom. Something happened last week, Friday. I was sharing with somebody. The naming ceremony that we went, I got to the filling station. That was when I knew I needed to use the washroom. Etiquette of pastoring. I will not go there and be asking, where is your toilet? 1 hour, I kept it there till I got home. But tomorrow, I just visit father-in-law me. I did not know, but sorry, it was already a part of me before I got married. So, it's part of etiquette. You are visiting somebody for the first time. Don't ask for washroom, all right? Just do everything you need to do at home. If you can't hold it, go to the nearest shop before you get there, before you do what you need to do. When they are done giving you food, make an attempt. Don't say, I don't do all these things. One lady was telling me, I don't do all those kind of things. I don't join them. I say, they will not like you. If it's a place where they have insisted that you should take, that you know that this is like typical African, take the plates. Even if they are not African, it's an interracial marriage. Make an attempt to show that you want to bring a quota. Take the plate. They say, don't worry. I say, no. I will take the plate. If they have soap and sponge, quickly use soap and sponge to wash it. When you have started doing it now, it will not become pretense when you get there. Do you understand? It's diplomacy. It's not now you say, I want to be my real self. I want them to know me for who I am. I want them to accept me just the way I is. It's not that day. Just be learning the etiquette and the manners from here on. Have you been blessed so far? Boundaries must be drawn. Respect, all right? Boundaries. So, avoid how to build a cordial relationship. Avoid preconceptions. That's what we handled earlier. Hey, you heard stories about mothers-in-law, and now, you are there to show them pepe. If parents-in-law were here, and you can take it with you as well, avoid preconception, all right? Every parent has an ideal husband or wife for their children, okay? And in many cases, the boy that you raised, your son or your daughter, may not necessarily bring the picture that you have in mind to your home. But you must be ready and willing to accept. If you are a single person or married, it is now the time to start praying for your children and the families that they are going to marry into. Was already late as of yesterday. It should begin even this minute. There's a Japanese quote that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. So continue to plant that seed, praying for them, and debunk every ideal that we have. We're in Canada. Your children may come home with a different race and cultural background. Are you prepared in your mind to accept that? Are we all prepared in our minds to accept it? Or it has to be a traditional Yoruba girl. Are you prepared to accept it? I won't call you out, don't worry. Are you prepared to accept it? Many of us are, she should just be a Christian. No. Behind Kosha Christian, you still have pictures in the mind of who the girl or the boy should look like. So bring those ideals and submit it before God, that these children will not, They will not marry into the wrong families. They will not bring home items and individuals that we are not hoping to look forward to seeing in the future. You know, they will not enter the ideals of the person, the ideas that they will share will be a long-lasting marriage. It's not shop and pick where it's like an iPhone, exchanging iPhone. This version is not good, I want to change to another one. Not people who are so prone to thinking of divorce. You must begin to put those things into prayer from now on. Now, while we're already on the next verse, on the next outline. While it is important to establish a cordial relationship with in-laws, it is imperative that in-laws should also give some breathing space to their married sons and daughters to build a godly home with no undue external interference. Now, I only painted a picture of us having parents-in-law. Now, many of us are also going to grow into becoming parents-in-law. You must begin to learn from now on that you should trust your spouses to handle matters on their own. After you are visited, make sure you keep that rule in mind. Have 3 months set in your mind. If you not say, mommy, we want you to stay longer, remember that no matter how hot their Holy Communion is, that you are hearing bass, keep your calm. Don't be too much in a hurry to want to go and interfere and say, this. No, we're not talking about physical abuse when I say that one. No. We're talking about conversations, argument, Holy Communion. You know, we don't call it argument. It's a Holy Communion that they're having. When they're having that Holy Communion, if you can't take it, just walk out, okay? And just continue to do what? Continue to pray. Know your limits, know your boundaries, and love regardless, and prayerfully support them. Glory be to God in the highest. The conclusion here says, Christian couples must relate cordially with their in-laws in love. Okay, some of us even say mother-in-law, father-in-law, but this one, they said, with their in-laws in love, peace, as light and salt of the world. Be at peace with, and always remember to be humble. Okay? Always remember to be humble. Always remember to be humble. May the Lord bless us in the name of Jesus. Do we have any questions briefly? So next week is, yes, I see your hand. Next week is the quarterly review. I imagine that the Bible study team will open up the Slido account for everyone to send in their questions. Some people may not want to ask questions directly, but you know, they want a safe space to ask questions around marriage and all the things that you have been learning in this family series. You have a question? Yes. Okay, so what I mean by that is that it starts from the first day that you ever see them, that you're ever meeting them. So it's most ideal thing to do that the spouse lets the parents know who he wants to marry, Abi, right? And it starts from that. So maybe it's even a phone call, a video call, or text. Of course, you can't send money through phone call, but the appearance, if your hair is tinted, cover it until you are sure that they are okay with tinted or colored braids. Do you understand? And for the man, if you have dreads, what was the answer? Cut it off. Cut it off. Eh? You have a differing idea. Please tell us, sir. Mm-hmm. Okay. Be- so it's either my wife or my dreads. Amazing. So in some homes you cannot necessarily, when you go, hold, sorry, 1 second, when you visit, and you have, some of us said cover it, okay, and you have dreads on and you put your traditional cap on, regardless, when you're greeting you still have to take it off. Okay, this is about first appearance matters forever. You wanted to say something? Oh, okay. So so that is one side of view. Do you understand? But it's a strong recommendation that you shave it off. Remember, we said this is on the basis of the information you have had from the partner that you want to be with. If the relationship really matters to you, nothing should trump having, and if you believe that this is the person that you want to build a future with, it's about placing value on that relationship and honoring the requirements of that house. It even goes with church. If you go into a redeemed Christian Church of God, where it's not like me off and on, I don't wear hat, I wear hat, but a requirement as a worker is that you should have your hats on. That is the culture of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. If you go into Efziba Parish, for example, your head must be covered. And it's not hypocrisy. It's just that we are respecting that house enough to say, this is how they do it, let's appear in such manner. If along the line you have put ring on the finger and you put dreads on, already, all right. But dread is external, is ephemeral compared to the character of the person that you want to marry. Yes, sir, you have a question on the statement. Yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Very, very important. That first expectation. Truly, and I think I agree with that balance as well, that gray area. The wife can even show the picture and say, do you even know that he has dreads on? See the first reaction before we know whether to shave it or to keep it. Yes, sir. Mm, okay. Does anybody want to answer from what we have learned today? Mm-hmm. Yes, it requires intercession. If there is a bias because of the tribe or the race that we are from, yes, and you need to understand why. Okay, even the challenge is that there are even inter tribes that people cannot marry from. It was when I was coming into marriage, I started hearing people of up, people of down cannot marry. I beg now. The first thing is the willingness of that person to absorb your culture and learn from it. So it requires counsel. You need to speak to your pastor. Your pastor can mediate in such cases and scenarios. That's why I said relationship is not a pastor. How do you want pastor to come and mediate? Do you understand? So there can be mediations that can happen. And it took mediation. They had to see the lady, they had to understand what she was bringing, who she is, and everything else. So mediation can happen, and prayers, don't stop praying. But if some people will hold off on the wedding and say, we're not getting married until we get parental consent. And some cases, we've heard cases where the pastor gives the go-ahead because the reason for their, bias and violence was not even enough. Osu and Osu, outcast and incast and things like that. So, Father, we thank you for an amazing time in your presence today. Thank you for your word. Thank you.